Just a note ahead of time, because this always throws some people, but the show is satire. It's not real. And so you'll hear some things in there and you might go, oh my gosh, oh really, 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 really. None of it's true. So don't worry. Okay? All right, ready to go?
This is the DLLC Radio Network.
Dear friends from far and wide, greetings, salutations, welcome on this eventide. We come to you with word and song, and we promise that our program's less than 1 hour long.
Broadcasting live from the shores of Emerald Lake in Midtown, USA, this is the New Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour. Greetings to our listeners along the DLLC Radio Network. Our program comes to you from the great fellowship hall of New Frontier Lutheran Church in historic Midtown. I'm Jim Lowry, welcoming you to join us for song, message, and inspiration with the pulpit players, musical maestro Joe Plummer, the New Frontier Singers, and our special guest, Brian Foster, building manager of Diamond Lake Lutheran Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And now, the host of the New Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour, Everett Erickson.
Thank you, Jim Lowry. Thank you to our studio audience here in the Great Fellowship Hall, where we're kicking off a new season of the New Frontier Radio Hour.
Are you not? Thank you. Are you not the same Everett Erickson who told Lutheran TMI magazine 4 years ago that he was done with New Frontier?
Yeah, it's funny how it happens sometimes.
Did Reverend Rothstein, did she pressure you?
No, she never talked to me. My guess is that she pressured the executive producer.
Ah, my good buddy Royce. And when she says jump...
Exactly.
I imagine he's getting rich on this.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Well, I'm sure he's not doing it for free.
Well, we're gossiping now.
You know, we should rebrand the show. Am I the only person here who thinks we should call this the New Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour?
You know, don't quote me on this, but that's not the stupidest thing you've ever said.
I'm just trying to make a difference.
Yeah. Plus, you know, it would reflect the change around here in the social media. There's New Frontier Insta, Cliff Hagen's podcast, Cliffhanger.
And let's not forget NFL Worship Plus, where you can binge watch past Sunday morning services. Mother was out of town recently on a rainy Saturday afternoon, and I stacked up 3 services back to back.
Oh man, that sounds cozy. What a nice afternoon.
Enough chit-chat. We are broadcasting live from the New Frontier Lutheran Pie and Pickle Festival, a 50-year tradition featuring the best pickling and baking talent in the Midtown ELCA Synod. The air here in the Fellowship Hall is... the air here this morning is redolent of cinnamon and spice, I think. Is that nutmeg I smell? There, across the room, the pickle table, that great briny mosaic of colors.
Jim, what's going on?
I'm sorry, I was somewhere else. Another place, another time. The pickles and pies bring out the poetry in my soul.
Yeah, I guess so. We're joined today in the booth by our expert commentators, pickling professional Sam Likely and 10-time Grand Pie champion Evelyn Strelo.
Jim, you spoke so eloquently. I'd love to have you read my newest collection of essays, A Pickle for Your Thoughts. Sounds like we're kindred literary brothers. Could I autograph a copy for you?
See me after the show.
Evelyn, now you are not entered in the pie competition this year.
Give someone else a chance. That key lime chiffon last year really took it out of me.
Whom do you like this year?
Well, Caddy Reinhardt has an awfully popular rum raisin tort. Heavy booze flavoring. Flavoring, I must stress, not real booze. And gluten-free.
The gluten-free category. New this year.
You know, I heard some chatter about Mercedes Bickle's mincemeat might be in the hunt.
Executed to perfection. The crust is flaky with butter. I would not be surprised.
No, that's not actually meat. In mincemeat. It's not pork or chicken.
You pulling my leg? You know better than that.
Well, of course I do. I was setting up the question for you to answer. I was speaking for listeners who might be wondering the same thing. It's what smart interviewers do.
Oh, right. You're some kind of newsboy now.
I am not a newsboy.
Okay, let's get back on track. Evelyn, Sam, we look forward to your commentary. First, though, let's shift gears with the new Frontier singers and our new piano man, Smokin' Joe Plummer. As some of you might have read in the latest issue of Lutheran Confidential, Dr. Kevin Hobbs has quit the show over a salary dispute.
Is that true?
It was in the papers.
Oh, that settles it.
So, Joe, who last played with recording artists The Churchmen, has agreed to sit in. And as always, the reliable Daisy Kearns and the singers are here. So what do you have, Daisy?
Keep your lamps, Everett.
All right. The new Frontier Singers, ladies and gentlemen, with Joe Plummer on the keyboard. All right, now we're back to the 50th anniversary New Frontier Lutheran Pie and Pickle Festival. Sam Likely, you were telling me earlier about using the proper dill for pickles. What is, if I may ask, proper dill?
I'm glad you asked that question, Everett. As you and your audience might know, I run a pickling business. Another fine pickle. I know the game. I can spot a good cucumber from a bad cucumber a city block away.
Yeah, sure. Now, if you could
Look,
just...
get to the point? Right,
Yeah.
right. Proper dill. Let's put it this way. What's improper? You don't want old dill, or new dill for that matter.
So,
So how do you tell the old dill?
yeah,
Right,
that's
The
right.
seeds turn brown. Makes a mess.
Okay, and
The new dill?
yeah.
Ah, sure. The dill will have beautiful little yellow flowers called umbels. Those turn into seeds. The flowers might be pretty on the plant, but the pollen clouds the brine. Though we in the biz, we call it liquor.
This is fascinating.
Yeah,
Just fascinating.
The word pickle comes from the... Did you say fascinating? Are you having a laugh at me?
No, seriously, I'm serious. I didn't know any of this.
Look,
I'm really...
Look. I can talk about pickles all day. Did you know a perfect pickling cucumber will bounce at least 1 inch when dropped from a foot high? Did you know that pickling is one of the biggest growth industries in America?
Wow.
Did you know pickles are the future? More people are quitting racquetball and taking up pickleball. In fact, my license plate says Pick King, because I'm the king of pickles of Midtown.
Yes, I get that now. You learn so much about people at a festival like this.
Paging Sam Likely. Sam Likely, please report to the pickle table. Paging Sam Likely to the pickle table.
Jim, totally unscripted moment here. I don't know what's quite going on. I feel like history is maybe being made. Sam Likely, our commentator, he is a board member of the National Pickle Packers Association, headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Peter Piper, president. He's been called to the pickle table. Something's going on over there. Jim, your thoughts?
Well, you know, Everett, it's a little known fact that pickle brine is a folk remedy for restless leg syndrome in menopausal women.
What?
And it's not pickle juice, as some people call it. It is a brine.
Well, Sam Likely actually says that we should be calling
Brine,
it
Everett. Pickle brine.
Right. Fascinating.
Everett, I can't help on a day like this but think back over the years of pickle and pie festivals.
Now, we're on to a different subject, right?
Jennifer Russell's French silk mousse in 1983 and again in 85. Harry Swenson's Poppin' Piper pickled peppers. No one could top those poppin' peppers from 1974 to 1986. 12 years. They were giants, Everett. Giants.
Right. Yes, yeah. Oh, hey, Ricky Johnson, what are you up to there?
Just eating some pies, bro ham.
Oh, yeah, Ricky is one of our pie tasters today, which is an awesome responsibility. And that leads me to wonder why Ricky Johnson?
Good one. You know, I don't know much, but I know pies. I can pick out allspice from nutmeg. I can tell a Granny Smith from a Honeycrisp pie. I can smell a box crust. I can sniff out real cream and a lemon custard. And that lemon zest, is that lemon zest? Or is it lemon juice? You don't get past Ricky.
What are you tasting today?
I got this pea thing going.
Well, the restrooms.
Oh,
if you
please,
just go
Jim,
up-
don't embarrass yourself.
Peach, pumpkin, pecan.
Classics. All classics.
I think I've had a little too much, though. It might have been the pistachio. Those nuts get in your bowels, and they go to work.
Okay, whoa. This is really taking a dark turn. Sorry. Jenna Davis, are you out there? Do you have any fun news?
Well, Caddy Reinhardt is with me, Everett, and she is showing a gluten-free, flourless rum raisin tort. How fun is that?
It's not real rum. It's rum extract. I'm only 18, so it wouldn't be legal for me to be handling real rum.
Of course it would. Wouldn't. Whichever. Right. Wrong. And you are the only entrance in the gluten-free category, so you win, right?
Well, I hope I didn't win because there were no other competitors. Those of us who prepare gluten-free want our food to be judged as delicious, whether gluten-free or not. Gluten-free can be delicious.
Well said.
Health doesn't have to take a backseat to flavor.
Jenna, since I'm here, could I tell your church audience some exciting news? We will, for the first time at the Holiday Smorgasbord this year, be serving vegan meatballs.
How exciting.
And don't worry, just so people don't lose their minds, we will still have regular Swedish meatballs and sausage. But we will sterilize certain pans and use those for vegan products. They will be an addition to, not a replacement for, the processed animal parts people seem to love.
Well, we can't wait for the smorgasbord. Vegan meatballs.
Veggie balls.
Veggie balls, of course. Thank you, Caddy. Caddy Reinhardt.
Everett, there's a voice in my head saying that there's controversy at the pickle table. Am I having a stroke?
No, that's your headphone, Jim. And yes, there is something happening at the pickle table. I see Sam Likely talking with Reverend Rothstein. Janice Roloffs appears to be at the center of it. Can we get a microphone over there?
Where's Freddie? Where's Freddie? I wish Freddie were here. I feel like I'm on trial.
Janice, just tell the pastor what you told me. How did you prepare your candied apples?
I just did what I always do. I don't even look at my recipe anymore. Freddie will tell you. My husband, Freddie, he loves my candied apples.
Did you use cinnamon?
Oh yes.
And sugar?
Oh yes, Your Highness. I mean, Your Excellency. I mean, Your Reverendship, and lemon juice. And at Christmas time, I add those little red hot candies.
Precious, I'm sure. Do you use vinegar in your process?
Oh no. Well, some people do. There are recipes that use vinegar, but I find that the smell clashes with the apple, and that's why I use lemon juice.
You gotta have vinegar, or it's not a pickle.
I'll handle this, Veronica. You gotta have vinegar or it's not a pickle.
Veronica Turnblad, Your Majesty, and I got a pickle in this hunt. My boyfriend, Arlo Jameson, here, yeah, you heard me, Sam. I'm back with him. Has a sweet baby chunk in the contest, and it's an honest pickle, made from a cucumber.
Is there something I don't know?
You need vinegar.
Hey, both of you, back off. I know all these things.
Ooh, I know all these things. Oh, hey, well, do you know the most popular cucumber for making pickles?
Well, yeah,
the Wisconsin SMR 58.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Well, probably
because they are blunt on both ends. See, I know pickles too.
Oh, so you can read a website.
You gotta have vinegar.
Yeah, I get it. Vinegar and Veronica. What a perfect match.
Well, maybe if you'd had some sugar, we might have made some pickles.
Whoa.
Again, is there something I don't know?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is getting out of control. Reverend Rothstein, you're in the middle of this. Can you hear me? Reverend Rothstein, can you hear me?
Well, this
can
is
you hear me?
I remember that first day in seminary. I looked out the window and said, Lord, if it is your will, I would like to one day decide what is a pickle and what is not a pickle. Social Justice 101. I was going to save the world. Meh. It's a living.
Reverend!
What? Oh, what am I doing?
Reverend, should Janice Roloff's candied apples be disqualified?
Well, what is canon law?
The watermelon rind exception in the 2006 National Pickling Packers of America lawsuit against Del Monte ruled that the pickling process requires an acid such as vinegar.
Is lemon juice not an acid?
Yes, that's what I was trying to say before Veronica started yelling at me. It is an acid.
Citrus can be used. The legal precedent is far less certain than vinegar.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is this dish considered fresh or preserved?
Oh, preserved. It's always placed on the smorgasbord table with the pickled beets.
I face a difficult decision.
Rule wisely, Pastor.
Janice, may I taste your candied apples?
Oh my gosh, sure, Your Highness. Here, have a little bite.
By the authority vested in me, by the Holy Spirit, and the National Pickle Packers of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Peter Piper President, and the pickling public of New Frontier Lutheran Church, I declare Janice Roloff's candied apples eligible in the sweet pickle category.
Oh, goodness. Whoa, this is unprecedented.
This deal was rigged.
Rigged and stolen. Don't give up, Veronica. You know, honey, our pickles are still sweet.
Oh, I'll sweet pickle you. Come on. We gotta stop the steal.
Jim, I think, I feel like we've just been on a front seat to history here. We've watched history being made by Pastor Abigail Rothstein, who has been best known in her New Frontier tenure so far as the pastor who tried to outlaw donuts. But this will, she will now certainly be known for this landmark decision. Her name will go down. I mean, she's the pastor now who has ruled that lemon juice is indeed a viable pickling agent. Jim, an amazing legacy for this young pastor.
When people think of pickles and lemon juice, they'll remember the Reverend Abigail Rothstein.
Excuse me. Could you be quiet for a second?
Oh, Cliff Hagan, ladies and gentlemen, our stewardship chairman.
I'm sorry, I should have explained. Being quiet means keeping your mouth shut. And now, hold your hands up and look confused. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you.
What are you up to?
I just needed some B-roll for my new vlog. It's called Cliff's Hang. I guess I better explain what a vlog is to you geezers. A vlog is a bit...
I know what a vlog is.
Well, I'm going to say something like, hey, who won that big local sports game yesterday? And then I'll show this gif of you guys going, and then it's a meme, and it's going to be funny.
Cliff, you're interrupting the Pickle and Pie Festival.
No problem. I got what I need. Ciao, baby.
Evelyn Strelo, can we talk about pies for a minute?
Well, Biddy Jones just brought in an apple that she seems very impressed with. What do you got there, Biddy?
It is a crimped apple with pinking sheer lattice. Delicate. Elegant. Much like its creator.
Pretty simple pie, isn't it?
I beg your pardon?
Did I say something controversial? An apple pie in a pie festival is like a smoked trout on a charcuterie board. Delicious, but common.
I made the dough. I crimped the edges. I cut the lattice work.
Common, okay? It's a beautiful pie, but it's common.
Well, it's nice to hear what you think, Evelyn. Do you all agree with her? All of you? She certainly said it loud enough for you all to hear. I know what you're saying behind my back. There goes Biddy Jones. She's common. I'm not common. Taste the crust. I cut the lattice strips. The sweet tango apples. Taste them. Taste them.
And cut. Oh, that was fantastic. Fantastic, Biddy. Now, we're going to do the same thing, different angle. You're burning up the camera, baby. You're burning it up. Evelyn, give us this one more.
Cliff, your filmmaking business is interfering with the festival.
It's cinema verite, baby.
You know, didn't you just used to be like the stewardship chairman who would come in here each fall and tell us to make a play? When did you become this media giant?
Look, it's revenue streams, baby. We're selling this content to the Synod. New Frontier owns Lutheran Humor, Inc. Cha-ching!
Cliff promised to make me a video star.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah, both of you. You know, take your act elsewhere.
Ta-ta.
Jim, it is safe to say that fall festivals have changed since you were a boy.
Cardamom bread.
I'm sorry, what?
As we walked through the doors of the fellowship hall, my nostrils were filled with the aroma of cardamom. My mother, bless her, she'd say, "Now, Jimmy, now
Okay,
I'm going..."
yeah, that's great. Jimmy, they're about to announce the winners.
May I have your attention, please? I am Russ Jansen, Grand Judge of this year's Pie and Pickle Festival.
Well, by the looks of that belly, you've been working hard.
What the?
Better hurry, folks. He's about to taste another pie. And another. Taste, I mean swallow. Help, folks. Stop him before he eats again.
Mark Stinson, what in holy places are you doing here?
I'm acting as the...
Seize him. Guards!
I'm the official communal events observer of the Midtown Synod. You want this festival certified by the Synod, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Man, you need an observer's report, so just carry on, like I'm not even here.
You have your own church.
Yes, but judging by the size of your belly, our pies aren't nearly as good as yours. I kid. You all have a wonderful festival. Ta-ta, Russ.
Russ, do you have the list of winners?
Stinson comes in here and he starts talking. Yes, Reverend, I have the nerve of that guy.
Could I have the list?
Yes, I've got it here someplace. No, I thought I put it in my pocket.
Seriously, I should have gone on that mission trip in 2007.
Looking all over this place.
I was
here.
young and they were going to pay me a lot to stay at the daycare and I could work on my doctorate, which is serving me so well today, judging. No, not even judging. I'm only certifying the judge's decision. I rank below this guy. Maybe next year for continuing ed.
Here we go. This is it. Okay, Reverend, here is the list.
Okay, thank you, Grand Judge Jansen. The list appears to be fine.
Say the words.
I hereby certify the list of the 2024 Pickle and Pie Festival you have judged wisely.
Thank you for Sweet Pickle. The nominees are Arlo Jameson's Bread and Butter Chunk, Dolores Hagen's Heavenly Sweets, and Janice Roloff's Candied Apples. And the winner is Janice Roloff's Candied Apples.
Whoa, I can't believe it.
Stop the steal.
This deal is rigged.
Well, if I may continue, for Best Dill Pickle, Mabel Schnick's Pipin' Hot Dilly, Rose Johnson's Garlic Surprise, and Fred Roloff's Crisp Koshers. And the winner is Fred Roloff's Crisp Koshers.
Oh, my.
Oh, for crying Italy, isn't that convenient?
I am so tired of those roll-offs. Fix!
Unprecedented, Everett. A riot is breaking out as a husband and wife sweep the Pickle Awards. I've never seen such passion in a church.
Sam Likely, what are your thoughts about this double steal, if you will, by Janice and Fred Roloffs?
You think that's funny? They didn't steal anything. They earned it.
Well,
I know. I work in the pickle industry. You think it's a joke? You think it's a joke when you get home at night and your wife turns away from your kiss because you smell like pickle? I know what it's like to...
Sam, please, this is really none of our business at all. No one would ever question your integrity. I just would like to know, Pickle Genius, which roll-offs you think will win the grand champion pickle?
Fred, of course.
Because he's a man?
No! Because the grand champion of any pickle festival needs to be a cucumber. Janice Roloffs is free to bring in a spiced apple, and she might win the sweet category, which she did. But traditionalists will tell you it's a cucumber festival. It can be sweet, it can be dill, but your grand champion pickle needs to have started life as a cucumber.
If I may have your attention, I call on preservation activists Veronica Turnblad and Arlo Jameson to read the nominees for Grand Champion Pie.
The art of pie making goes back many centuries. It is delicate and precise. Crust can take hours to perfect, and every baker has their secrets for the mix, their mix of spices and flavors.
Right. The nominees for the best pie are Biddy Jones for the apple lattice crust,
Caddy Reinhardt's rum raisin tort, which has already won the gluten-free title,
and Agnes Whitfield's banana cream swirl. Huh. Roloffs didn't even bake any pies.
Veronica, please, we're on TV. And the winner is Biddy Jones.
Whoa.
An apple pie. Wow. Come on, Arlo. Let's go bid on that rum raisin tort in the pie auction.
You know there isn't any alcohol in it.
Oh, there will be. Trust me. Come on.
Well, this is quite an upset. Evelyn Strelo, you had discounted Biddy Jones' simple apple pie.
Sometimes the judges get us certain things in their head. They're thinking meringue, or they're thinking autumn pies, or whatever. Today, they were maybe locked in on an apple.
Wow. Well, the church is changing in deep cultural ways. Jim, your final thoughts?
I see dimly now, as if in a mirror, a little boy with a quarter in his hand. He's blinking back tears.
Rosebud.
He wants to buy his mommy a pair of lace gloves. They cost more than a quarter.
Hey, wait, everybody. Hold it. Everybody. Biddy Jones, you said you used a sweet tangle apples in your pie.
That's correct.
I distinctly tasted the tart curl of a Harrelson.
No, it's not true.
Biddy?
No, I'm the champion. I'm somebody.
Biddy?
I'm telling the truth. I tell you.
Okay, I might be wrong. After 15 pumpkin, peach, pecan, pistachio, and peppermint pies, I need a pickle to cleanse my palate.
Believe this guy makes an accusation like that against Biddy Jones and then backs off.
He never should have questioned her, right?
No, he shouldn't have backed off. Everyone knows Biddy mixes her apples. I don't know if she did this year. And Ricky, his testimony won't hold up in court. But Biddy has this, oh, I'm just this sweet tango baker thing. And I'm so perfect, it's special. That little performance you saw just now was probably for Cliff Hagan's New Frontier Gotcha.
Wow, what a day. What a day. The New Frontier Pie and Pickle Festival. People come, people go, nothing ever happens.
The puppet players, ladies and gentlemen, mocking everything you hold dear for a quarter of a century.
Our guest this evening is Brian Foster, who is the facilities manager of Diamond Lake Lutheran Church in Minneapolis. So, Brian, I see him there in the back. He's making his way to the front. Brian has been here since January, he tells me. I said, was it this summer or was it spring? And seems like forever. Time, have you noticed how time shrinks as you get older? So anyway, yeah, please, sit here.
Check 1, 2. Oh, my mic
Good,
on?
good. So Brian, we've noticed a lot of changes around the church. Can you talk about what's been happening lately?
Yeah, so hi everybody. I'm Brian Foster, and like he said, I've been here since January, and it's great to be here. yeah, a lot of stuff has been happening in the last 7 months or so. One of the big projects that we've been working on is clearing out the old fellowship room. And in fact, a new program started tonight, which is Kids Club. And they're meeting in the Birch Room.
Yeah.
We've also added a school downstairs with a fairly long-term lease called Hearts and Minds Nature School, and everybody kind of pulled together, and we got ready for them, and they've been here since June now. And
is there anything you can say about the fellowship hall in terms of, do we have a deal with anybody for that space?
Not anything official at this time. We
okay.
know that we've been evicting some mice out of there,
Okay.
so we at least got that going for
They're
us.
part of the community. Come on. So what is your philosophy?
Get rid of all the mice.
Yeah. Okay. How do you manage the church and its spaces?
For me, it's about creating healthy spaces, inviting spaces, in spaces that everybody feels welcome in. Like my background, I have a very diverse background in like gardening as a hobby, ping pong, walking dogs, but also exploring the arts as well. I feel like I'm most free as a person by creating and inviting spaces.
Yeah, so we've heard that you have a background in radio, acting, television, movies? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
This is my closest.
But you have music, certainly. So how do those experiences, you just talked a little bit about that, but how does that influence your work here?
Well, up until a few years ago, I really have been really passionate about the arts in my life and just haven't been able to really pursue things.
So you came to a church.
Yeah. I just think that there's so much potential using the arts to connect with people, whether it's radio shows like this or
what an idea.
Yeah, or community performances. As the future unfolds, I'd even be interested in maybe starting a barbershop quartet here or something.
Wow. Have you heard our choir?
Only once.
Yeah, well, you might want to think about bringing some people in. I'm kidding. Whoa! All right, I'm sorry. So,
anyway, so yeah, my radio career was way back in the day, but if I was to go back into radio, I've kind of taken on a moniker, and it's B anything, and you can call me B if you want anytime. Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, what brought you through the doors of Diamond Lake Church, B?
Well, okay. It started with the opportunity to, explore myself in my own transition through life with community, and coupled that with a job. I had no idea what actual potential this place held until, even knew what working for a church was going to be like. I never worked for a church before. And
did you have any church background?
I was raised Catholic, but my mom and dad sent me to Sunday school with my brothers. We would take the program and have donuts and then prove that we were there by giving the program to my mom and dad.
Yeah, well, that's
so,
how it works here, isn't it?
Anyway, this is also a place where I feel like I can explore my creativity, and all those things kind of came together, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your previous career. You mentioned radio.
Yeah. So before this job, my last real job, which ended in like 2015, I worked as an account manager at Clean Harbors, where I managed millions and millions of dollars worth of industrial, commercial waste, and emergency responses and stuff like that. It was a very high-stress job.
Well, it kind of dovetails with this here, right?
Absolutely. I'm totally prepared, except for the part where you're working for a church.
Yeah.
You work for Halliburton or Hess or anything. It's not the same.
Halliburton, Lutheran Church.
I thought they were scary before I worked for them. So. Anyway, I learned a lot about responsibility at my previous job. That's until everything changed for me in my life in 2016.
What can you talk about that?
Yeah, I went through a personal tragedy that really affected, everything in my life. Some people ask me how I do all these things and how I came through all this stuff, and well, how did I end up here? Well, after the impact of the tragedy in 2016, I had to really learn life over. It truly stopped everything in my life. It was like staring into an abyss of darkness that I didn't know existed. And what I realized, it was kind of good and bad, mostly bad. But to keep living, I realized that there was equal amount of light. And that's what I'm most grateful for, is that this opportunity coupled with things that I've gone through in my past have led me to see that there's so much light out there. And it's another reason I'm here.
Yeah. So what are your hopes for future programs at the church?
Since the things that mattered to me don't matter anymore, like the little things, I feel like my work is more geared towards programming to create nonprofits or transitional help services, helping people who are moving from place to place. Things that I've gone through in my past taught me the importance of community and support, and I want the church to be a resource for people who are in need.
Yeah. So do you have something specifically coming up next for us?
Well, in October, we're going to be hosting one of our Wednesday programs, a fire safety presentation, and I'll be part of that. And I'm looking forward to sharing more of my story then.
So, fire safety, no more log fires here in the fellowship hall, that kind of thing?
Safety first.
Safety first,
Yep.
good. Well, listen, Brian, we are very happy. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, just one more thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say this. I just want to let you all know that ultimately, this is more than a job to me. I've realized that this is a shared space, and all you people love it, and I love it for the same reasons, and I'm honored to be here taking care of the structure and this place of worship and your home.
Well, thank you very much, Brian. Brian Foster, please, ladies and gentlemen. I did some research this summer, and I have uncovered the most profound sentence in the English language. It's just 2 words. Grandpa, look. You hear it in its other forms. Grandpa, watch. Grandpa, listen. Grandpa, you got to see this. Grandpa, you got to feel this. Grandpa, read this book. Grandpa, look. And you certainly can plug in other names. Grandma, mom, dad, uncle, friend. The point is, a child is asking an adult they admire to pay attention to their lives. You've been given a great gift. It usually means you get to see imitations of the Olympics that have just been on TV, balancing on the arm of a couch, holding your legs and feet out, maybe a cartwheel, or it's the first jump off the dock. A caught ball, a word, a sentence, a drawing with bright colors, all within the lines. Remember when you did that and it felt like such a wonderful accomplishment? You can relive that moment with a child as though it's happening for the first time, because for them, it is. I've been taking my grandson to swimming classes this summer, and he asked early on if he could get something from the gift shop at the swim school on the last day of the session. So a couple of weeks ago, we picked out a little plush purple flecked owl that he thought was so cute. He was so happy and proud with it, and in the car ride on the way home, I told him a story of when I was a little boy and I won a stuffed animal at the rabbit race at the state fair, and how much I loved that little stuffed animal, and how I even made a little bed for him on my desk with a sock for a sleeping bag. And he asked if I still had the little animal, but like Rosebud, my youthful treasures were tossed in the furnace long ago. A few days after he'd gotten the owl stuffy, I had to stop over at my grandson's house on an errand, and as soon as I walked in, he said, "Grandpa, you got to see this." And he brought me up to his room, and he showed me where he'd used blocks to outline a little space in the corner. And he'd put down a blanket as a bed for his new owl stuffy. And his sister said, "Grandpa, look." And she showed me how she had done the same thing for one of her stuffies. My grandson looked at me, and it was the face of God. I will never forget that smile, his eyes, that eternal, ephemeral moment. "Grandpa, you got to see this." Indeed, you do. The hymnist wrote, "We are the young, our lives are a mystery." Grandpa, look is an invitation to watch children unlock those mysteries. I can read this word now. Look at this math I learned. Watch me bat, watch me pitch, watch me bike. Grandpa, see, I can go across the monkey bars now. These are things I can do now. Look, Grandpa, look. I asked a friend recently where he saw God or how he understood God, manifests God's self in the world. And he thought for a second, and then he went with the majesty and awe response. I see God in the clouds, I see God in the mountains, I see God in the forests, I see God in the oceans. He lives in Portland, Oregon, so good on him for appreciating the natural beauty of it all. And then I told him about my moment with my grandson, and that's where I see God. God is the air between us when we watch a child. God is the verb of our emotions, our deepest spiritual feelings. My friend nodded, but I'm not sure I convinced him. How can God be in the simplest moments of our lives? Yeah, how? A few weeks ago, we read in church the gospel story of Jesus and the children. You remember it. It'd been a long day, and the last thing the disciples wanted to see was a bunch of kids. "Oh, Jesus," they must have said. "Come on, can we please go?" But the children said, "Jesus, look. Jesus, see us. Jesus, feel us. Jesus, touch us." And so Jesus let the children in. He made the children feel seen. He heard their stories. He affirmed and loved them. Grandpa Look is an invitation from the voice of God to discover again the joy, the unbearable glee of discovery in a child's life. We are being asked in that moment to witness history. In Thornton Wilder's play Our Town, the character Emily Webb has died, but in the third act she is given a chance to look back from the grave at her town of Grover's Corners. She laments to the stage manager that these people are stumbling through their lives like drones and they don't notice the beauty of life. They don't notice the beauty of the world. And she says, as she looks at the children, "I can't bear it. They're so young." And beautiful. Why did they ever have to get old? Grandpa, look, before I grow up. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks to our guest, Brian Foster. The new Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour is written by Graydon Royce. Our technical producer is John F. Nelson. That's Joe Plummer on the keyboard. Creative staff includes Cynthia Dickinson, Eric Ringham, Addie Royce, Rob Bass, Kirk Gallup, Robert A., and Cindy Martin Cressy, and Frank Anderson. Our music director is Sue Nelson. Thank you for spending your time with us. We broadcast in front of a studio audience in the Great Fellowship Hall of New Frontier Lutheran Church on the shores of Emerald Lake in historic Midtown, USA. Until next time, I'm Everett Erickson. Savior again, to your dear name we raise, with one accord, a parting hymn of praise. Once more we bless you, hear our Goodbye, everyone, and God bless you.
The New Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour is the exclusive property of Diamond Lake Lutheran Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Graydon Royce, executive producer. All characters depicted herein are fictitious, and any resemblance to real persons, living, dead, or resurrected, is purely coincidental. The New Frontier Lutheran Radio Hour comes to you once a month on the DLLC network and can be heard at dllc.org. And now, for Everett Erickson, the singers and players, this is Jim Lowry wishing you a pleasant good evening. This is the DLLC Radio Network.